that. A research team is joining in now to help us with the list of top 10 stocks, and definitely all eyes are going to be on Infosys after the CFO resignation. Reema's here to give us the latest on that. Reema, good morning.
Hi, good morning. So Infosys CEO Nilanjan Roy has resigned. His last date with the company will be 31st March 2024, and the company has elevated the deputy CFO, who also looks at M&A, Jayesh Sangrajka, who will be the CFO from 1st of April 2024. This announcement came yesterday post-market ads, and we had the Infosys ADR react to the development, and the stock price there was down 2.8%. Morgan Stanley has written on Infosys. They say the resignation of the CFO was unexpected and could weigh on sentiment for the stock in light of the past senior exit, although they expect the transition to be a smooth one. So CFO stepping down for Infosys has come in as a bit of a surprise and could weigh on the sentiment. Back to you.
All right, Reema, thanks a lot for that. Well, Ekta joins us to fill us in with a couple of pieces of news coming in on Sun Pharma and Aster DM. Morning, Ekta.
Morning. Well, Pharma, which is in focus because they are increasing their offer price for Taro, which is their US arm. The company is going to offer to buy out the outstanding shares of Taro at $43 per share versus $38 earlier. Remember, in May of this year, the Sun had submitted a non-binding indication to increase stake to Taro to 100% in order to delist it, and the deal was valued at around $300 million. They hold around 78.48% stake in Taro. Now, Sun had also proposed a reverse triangular merger for delisting to form a wholly owned subsidiary in the form of an SPV and enter into a merger agreement with Taro. Remember, the stock has already, Taro has rallied around 38% from the time of the submission of the previous offer. In US trade, it was up marginally by around 0.11%. We could probably see a rub-off of in the green for Sun Pharma, simply because if this goes through, they will have access to the cash on Taro's books, which is considered to be over $1 billion. Aster DM is in focus because they're looking to sell stake as per a Mint report in their India business now. PE firms such as KKR and others, as well as care hospitals, have submitted a non-binding bid. Remember, on 28th of November, Aster DM sold its Gulf business to Fajr Capital as well as promoters for a valuation of $1 billion. CNBC-TV18 has not verified this report independently.
All right, Ekta, thanks very much for that. Busy week for you. It's turning out to be with yesterday, Dr. Reddy's, and of course with all of this now. Come back to you for more. But Mankind Pharma and Sterling and Wilson should be in focus. There are share sales in focus. Vivek has got more. Vivek, morning.
Well, good morning. That's right. So early morning today, watch out for Mankind Pharma. We are anticipating a large block deal in this particular name. Sources indicate that Capital Group as well as Chris Capital will be looking to pair stake via this particular block deal. 6.9% of the total equity is the base size of this particular block deal, whose term sheet we have access to. So the total upsize option is up to 7.9%. So almost 8% of equity is expected to change hands today. So the block base size is close to 4,935 crore, with the upsize option taking it almost up to 5,650 crore. The floor price of this particular block deal is at 1,785 rupees a share. Now, coming to Sterling and Wilson Renewable Energy, on December 6th, we had told you that a QIP is likely on the card, with the company looking to raise close to 1,500 crore in order to pare its debt down quite significantly. Along expected lines, the company yesterday launched a 1,500 crore QIP, and what the company will be doing with this particular fundraise will be looking to pare down the debt. The indicative issue price for this particular QIP issue is 347 rupees a share, significant discount to yesterday's closing price, but as per the SEBI rule formula. And after that, the total dilution, is close to 18.5% of the total share equity. So both of these stocks will remain in focus today.
All right, very helpful there. Thanks a lot. Upasana is also joining in. Dixon Tech has some positive news going for it. RVNL is also in focus. Upasana, over to you.
Well, first up is Dixon Technologies. Paget Electronics, the wholly owned subsidiary of the company, has been awarded manufacturing contract by Lenovo. Well, the contract awarded is for manufacturing of IT hardware for laptops and notebooks under PLI 2.0 scheme. Well, the company has said that the contract is subject to definitive agreement in due course. Well, next up is RVNL. RVNL in JV with URC Constructions has emerged as the lowest L1 bidder for several construction projects worth Rs 543 crores for Indore Metro Rail. Well, the timeline for the execution of this order is set at 1,092 days, is what the company has indicated.
Thanks a lot for that, Upasna. Well, let's wind this down. Then Abhishek joins us to tell us some more stocks that are in the news. Morning, Abhishek.
Q2 FY24 results for the new listed company Fed-Fina. Asset quality has largely remained stable. The disbursements are up almost 28% YOY and a decline of 1% sequentially. However, AUM growth is pretty robust at more than 37.5% YOY and about 6.3% quarter-on-quarter. The spreads have declined by 10 basis points quarter-on-quarter. NII growth is at 25% YOY and about 13% sequentially. The PAT is up 25% YOY and about 7.2% on a sequential basis. Now, J&K Bank, they have launched a QIP of 750 crore. We do have access to the term sheet. Indicative price is about 107.6 per share. Now, this is at a discount of more than 14% to yesterday's closing price. Remember that yesterday in trade, it rallied by 9.5%. And to SEBI floor price, it's a discount of 4.5%. Equity dilution is about 6.8%. And bankers to this issue is SBI Cap, Motilal Oswal, MK and Elara. If at all they raised 750 crore, today via QIP, calculation shows that Tier 1 ratio would improve to 12.66% from 11.73%. Book value will increase by only 0.3%. Equity dilution of 6.8%, while net worth will increase by more than 7%. Spandana Smurti, they have given a presentation to the analyst and, on the exchanges, wherein they have laid out their 2028 vision, in which they say that disbursements in weekly will increase to 75 to 80% from 7% that they have right now. Now, MFI loan tenure, that will increase in the buckets of 18 months and 12 months and reduce in the 24 months tenure that they have. So, targeting more loans to existing borrowers, they'll form about 65 to 70% versus 44% that they form of the AUM right now. So, hope to have a new business share in the AUM to about 10 to 15% by 2028 from zero right now, and the marginal cost of borrowing that they intend to decrease to less than 11% from 12.3% that they recorded in Q2 FY24. Back to you.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Abhishek. Well, let's do a quick recap in case you missed out on any of the stocks with positive news flow. The Sun Pharma, Aster DM, Sterling and Wilson, Dixon Tech, RVNL, Fed Bank, Fina, J&K Bank and Spandana Smurti. While stocks with negative news flow, there's Infosys and Mankind Pharma. Well, let's also hop across to Hormuz this morning. He's going to give us a lowdown on all the brokerage notes that you need to focus on for the day. Hormuz, good morning.
Morning, Sonia. And I start off with a couple of FMCG notes. I start off with CLSA on ITC, where the company is holding its annual investor and analyst meet today. And CLSA is seeking answers to a few questions. First being that an update on the ITC next strategy, especially on R&D, supply chain and digital, the medium-term margin aspirations for the FMCG and others business, and the FMCG and cigarettes growth outlook, assuming that the consumption is normalized. And lastly, it is also seeking clarity on whether there is a timeline for the listing of its hotels business. CLSA has an outperform rating on ITC with a price target of 482. Goldman Sachs met the management of GCPL, and where it says that the launch of its new liquid detergent is promising. The recent acquisition of Raymond's consumer business that they did is also on track to deliver synergies. It is expecting the growth, however, to remain muted till the product efficacy improvement is addressed, and it is expecting the Indonesia business to deliver strongly after major changes. Now, Goldman Sachs has a buy rating on GCPL with a price target of 1185. And lastly, Bernstein on Aurobindo Pharma, where it also met the management, where it's foreseeing pricing environment in the US to remain favorable for at least the next year and a half. As the interest rates remain high, it is also expecting the PLI scheme benefits to start coming in from FY25. And beyond the short term, both the injectables and the biosimilars business are capable enough to support the business. It has a market perform rating on Aurobindo Pharma with a price target of 1004, which incidentally is the price at which the stock closed on Monday. Back to you.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that, Hormuz. Well, Manisha standing by to wind this down then with all the updates coming in from the commodity space. Morning, Manisha.
Morning, Nigel. Thank you for that. Well, the US dollar has tested a multi-week highs in the early trading session, and the traders are now looking ahead to the Tuesdays, that is today's inflation figures, and the US Fed Reserve's last interest rate decision of the year comes in on Wednesday. Ahead of this, we've seen some profit taking come in across commodities. So the crude oil prices have seen a bit of a decline as well. The China crude import from Saudi Arabia has hit a 5-month lows from the month of November, and then the street is also waiting for the OPEC monthly report that comes in on Wednesday. We have seen a sharp profit taking shaking across metals as well. Gold is now firmly below $2,000 an ounce. Silver is down 8% from its highs of the month of December as well. Iron ore prices have come off its 1.5-year highs. And when you look at copper, that fell almost a percentage point. Aluminum and zinc also trading in the negative in Asia right now.
All right, Manisha, thanks very much for that.